Hey everybody, today we're going to be working on graphing a few of these problems from 2.3. I'm not going to take a lot of time to go through it. I think you're pretty comfortable with it, but I am going to do two problems with you from 9 through 20, where the bulk of your assignment from this part of the assignment comes from. I think there's also 2.4s assigned, so be in mind that this is just part of your assignment. But let's take a look real quick at number 9, just to make sense of it, and then we're also going to take a look at number 20. It has a unique problem that I think is worth talking about. Number 9, y equals negative x minus 3. It's really helpful when we talk about the slope-intercept form that we have a fractional slope in front of our x. So we first want to look at what is the number in front of x, and this would be a negative 1x. The next question is, how do we turn that into a fraction? Well, if we just put it over 1, then we have a fractional slope of negative 1 over 1 and a y-intercept of negative 3. So I can create my graph real quickly here. Let's go with fun and unique. Let's see. That's going to tell me to go down to negative 3. I'm going to put a dot there at negative 3. And then I'm supposed to go down 1 over 1. Sometimes when we go down 1, we're kind of already cramped down here at the bottom. You might decide to go up 1 and back 1. That does us the same good, so I'm going to just go ahead and go down 1, though. I think I have enough room still. And over 1, and I'll put a dot right there. That should be good enough for me to be able to create a rough sketch of the line. Keep in mind I'm using anything but a straight edge. This is not a very pretty line. All right, number 20, so there's our graph. I mean, that's all we're doing. Number 20 has a unique problem. I know it says f of x, but I'm just going to use y equals. It's the exact same thing. F of x just denotes that it is a function. Minus, okay, right here's where it gets a little funny. 1.5, you can turn that into a fraction of 3 over 2, which would actually help you with number 19. Number 19, the slope is negative 1.5. You might turn that into negative 3 over 2. Here, where it's the y-intercept, I'm just going to leave it as 1.5. Okay, and I'll go ahead and I'll create this fun-looking graph. I'm going to go to a regular color, though, for this next part. I'm going to go down to 1.5. So first, there's 1, and there's 2. So I'm going to put a dot right in the middle of those two, negative 1.5. Now my slope is supposed to be 3 over 1. So I want to go up 3. It's really important that you think this through and actually either add 3 to your negative 1.5 or count the spaces by going to the in-between marks. So for instance, coming right here to that point there would be negative, would be adding 1. Okay? If that's positive 1, that's positive 2. Okay, coming to right here at positive 1/2, that'd be adding 2. At positive 1.5, that would be adding 3. So it's hard because you're on an offset count because you're at a halfway mark. So be careful. I'm a big fan of just saying add the 3 to it. The computer or calculator would come out with 1.5 if you don't do that on your own. It's fine. It'll be there for you. So that tells me to go up to where 1.5 is. And then I'm supposed to go over 1 from there. So I didn't go up to 2. I didn't go up to 1. I went up to 1.5. I'm over 1 unit from there. And now when I connect my graph, should be good to go. Hopefully that's enough to kind of remind you and get through a couple of those problems. I picked a couple that maybe had some hidden information. Hopefully that'll help you, and we'll see you in class.